Welcome to Java. It's August 2025, and it is also Wednesday, which is Discord Day. First, this is my third attempt at this. I want to thank those of you who helped me out having some sound issues. There are still some critical things I would like to get out with this. I know this is just now after market open, but we've got some very interesting things to be watching out for. So let's get started in with those. Thank you all for being in support. Now I want to take a look at the fear greed meter. We're neutral at the moment. The stock market opens slightly in the green, as the futures are kind of saying as well. The only one really up is crude oil. This is on Middle East as well as Russian, kind of the sanctions that are coming in with this. We've got cryptocurrencies recovering from the hit of yesterday. So these do have more room to run, but we've got some massive flags going on here. Things could shift. It's very much the eye of the storm at the moment for the United States equities markets. I'll talk about a few things that we need to be watching for. First off, 10-year yield slightly up, nothing major, not a major sell off in the bond market, but that paired with relative dollar strength. What's happening is we are at the moment crushing foreign currencies, in particular Japanese yen and the euro. So as the United States dollar is increasing with this could also put some pressure on United States stocks. A little bit after the afternoon now. Typically mornings open green. The retailers buy in, then after the first hour, hour and a half, the larger money starts selling against it, taking profits. The end of the day has the last hour of volatility. So we've got the daily driver right now. Fear and greed. Fear right behind the greed that is still in there of this buying. So we are looking at a catalyst that could make the shift. So one of these could be the banks. Several other things will go over. The first thing I want to mention, JP Morgan topping foreign bank earnings in Japan on a deals boom. So JP Morgan Chase now beginning to wipe out foreign banks as well. They are global, massively global, much more so than Swiss National Bank or Deutsche Bank, which are also global. However, the leads into JP Morgan, if something happens, it should drop, it would be felt immediately. Now, another bank, but a different angle of why I want to bring this up. There's a bank in Florida cutting SBA loan programs now. That's Small Business Administration after bad loan surge. So the whole point of this is to get small businesses that are having difficulty to get up and running because they are the true driver of GDP for the United States, at least historically. They can no longer get loans and get started. So this is another spin down on the real economy. So I just want to bring that up. I'll talk about loans in a moment, but for now I'm going to shift to India. India is now the news, higher than China. Trump has threatened to substantially raise tariffs on India over this next 24 hours. That could cause massive dump. So caution on that. Now, in retaliation, RBI, the Royal Bank of India chief, says that they contribute more to global growth than the United States. If you do not count weaponry in the United States GDP or inflation that the United States exports via the reserve currency, this is a true statement. So as far as actual production is correct. Now I want to talk about the calendar for a bit. Fed speakers today on a panel. Now the real story is Kugler stepping down. Trump can appoint who is going to replace that Fed governor. And realistically, that Fed governor does also have the opportunity to replace Fed Chair Powell at the end of his term. So that actually is quite the big deal that could shift sentiment in the markets as well. Tomorrow morning, prior to market open, getting jobless claims, if that number is massively off, could cause a trouble. We've got the real economy, a couple of market bits here. Auto loans plummeting, repossessions skyrocketing. This is the United States, but also happening abroad. People stop paying unsecured credit, then credit cards. The third in that line is automobiles. They stop paying on the car payments and allow them to be repossessed. After that, then they let the homes go to foreclosure if they can't afford that, or the rents, where they start kind of piling in together, if you will. So another very concerning sign that it's not healthy. I also want to mention TSMC. They're under fire, under investigation now. This is over the possible reselling. We're talking about multi millions in the billions of chips being sold to China through Malaysia. So, if any of this is found to be significant, true, or otherwise, this is the chip sector. So, while TSMC is not the main of it, if this takes a hit, it could hit the chip sector, which has been driving the tech sector, which is driving the US stock market. So, major hit to the chips would definitely have an effect. This headline came from MarketWatch. All historical trends no longer working. They're just now noticing. Retail investors completely baffling Wall Street. That's another massive sign that has preceded every major recession in the past 4 or 5 times that I'm aware of, that retailers could be in this. So, not a good sign as well. We've got also job losses mounting. They're planning more job cuts after they've already cut 11,000. Another story, this is Tennessee abruptly losing 3 factories. And of course, they let all of these people go. So we're watching more corporations close, more small to medium sized businesses. It's not just Tennessee. As they close, they fire the people because they're not going to keep them on. Now, all of this means in short order they need to have a backup plan. And since it worked so well the first time, we're beginning to hear this more in the headlines about a global issue here. Now, as this gets promoted, it was supposed to be kind of handled a long time ago. I wouldn't be surprised at them trying this for another method, if you will. So the last thing I really want to bring to light, because this is massively important, very small story, but thought-provoking. M&M's candy maker turning to gene editing in a bid to secure their cocoa supply. The point I want to bring forward is that gene editing now is commercially available to corporations that would like to purchase this ability. And for the moment, just to think about forward future, how this could be used, how it will be used, and what is out there already if they're allowing candy makers to get into this as well. So just want to bring this up. I wish you all a wonderful day until I see you again, and I hope to speak with some of you a little bit later today. So until I see you again, my friends, resist.